apparently, I'm the TV guide today. I'm the TV delivery guy. I'm not doing side hustle. And every one of these deliveries that I take has been huge TVs. Great big TVs. So there's either a huge sales, or people have been saving for the holiday season, or a combination of both. But they're big TVs. And I think I keep getting them because the app that I use sees that I keep taking them, and they keep getting there in perfect condition and where the customer wanted them, which is where I would want them. If I had a TV delivered to my house, I'd want it out of the rain and weather, and if I can, out of sight, so that it doesn't get legs and walk away when nobody's watching it. But good for them. Good for all these people. There's a lot of distance between all the places I have to go, so sometimes the drive there can take a bit. But my pickup locations are always at these big package stores or big department stores, where you would buy big TVs. And I'm fortunate enough that most of them have clean restrooms, because when you're out all day doing this, nature calls and you have to stop. At the very least, just to wash your hands. Oh no, there's a traffic up ahead. It's gonna suck. I hope it's not an accident. I'll show you. It doesn't look good. There's no other way to go to get to where I'm going. There's only one way in and out of this area. Well, meantime, I also had an opportunity to stop home and make a snack while I was in and out. It was a total of 8 minutes in and out. So here comes emergency services going the other way, because I have to get over to this side. Well, there's the accident. Well, everybody looked to be okay. They were just in the left-hand lane, so traffic was backed up. Everything after that seems fine. Still sucks, though. You get in an accident, you're probably just out for the day, going on your way home or out shopping or something. One person not paying attention is what does it. That's why everything I'm doing is hands-free, except for grabbing one cracker. Chicken salad. I think I talked about this before. You cannot beat rotisserie chickens. I'm talking about my phone. I'm sorry. Rotisserie chickens from Sam's Club or Costco for $5. So it's just $5 plus tax. Now, Walmart's have them too, but I think they're more. I think they're $6 something. But still, you get a whole chicken that's done, it's prepackaged, you bring it home, you let it cool off, you break up the meat into light meats and dark meats, you freeze it in smaller packages that can be used up, and you can keep the rest in the freezer. But you can make chicken salad like I did today, or you can make chicken strips. Oh, here's some more emergency vehicles coming on the way to that accident. And when you see like 6 or 8 emergency vehicles headed to an accident, in most cases, it's not because they need that many vehicles, it's because they need that many people. Because a lot of these vehicles only have 2 people on them, even though it's a great big fire truck or a great big ambulance. It's a matter of staffing. So they have to send all those vehicles in order to get the personnel there. Now, yes, there's a reason to have extra vehicles there just in case you need it, for either the tools on board or additional injuries that they didn't know about, things like that. But the standard is you get everybody there first, and then you deal with it. Here's the old firefighter in me coming out. I used to hate rubberneckers. And you're on a fire scene, you're standing there with all your gear, you're trying to care for the patient, or assess everything, number one. And if there's extraction to be done from a vehicle, You get these rubberneckers going by, causing more traffic delays, being completely insensitive to whoever was in the accident. It's not cool. It says I got 2.2 miles to go. So I think I know where it's going. It doesn't always tell me the location that I'm going, but I can tell from the map where it is. It's a department store. Hopefully the rain will hold off. And if not, I'm going to have to tarp everything, which is fine, because I have one. And because I took off a little too suddenly back there, a pack of crackers went over the back of the console, and now I have a pile of crackers in the back. I have to get those. I think I'm going to ignore the 5-second rule though, because there's nothing back there. It's not like they fell out on the ground. And nobody rides in the back of my truck. It's just me and my stuff. And chicken salad. Alright. Take a break from that. Oh yeah. I'm going exactly where I thought I was going. And I think it's going to rain anyway. Minor inconvenience. Pull out my tarp. What's the recipe for bad traffic in the South? Just add water. Don't do it. The guy was going to pull out in front of me. This pickup here is a little weird. We're going to park at number 6. Alright, I'll be back. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everywhere you go. I'd say that's prepped. Ready for the product. Good. TVs. Yep, that's about all I've been delivering all day. Yep, got it covered up too. Just in case it rains. One end at a time. I'll do it standing up. So if you just lift your end, I'm gonna push it up there. Just standing up, and we'll put this next to it. Alright. Yeah? You want to dip? Yeah, I had a 250 for this one, and I love this truck. It's awesome. Great truck. That's what I think too.
Ram, GCs, everything.
Well, they have a better maintenance record. I mean, everything has their problems, but
You need help with this?
I'm just going to put it on there. Thank you. Guy in his truck waiting to pick up his stuff. Regular customer, not like a pickup person like me. And watching me intently. And I caught him pull up his phone, watching me with my phone to see what I'm doing. I'm sure he was just curious. But if anything, every step of this is documented, right? We're all safe. I'm sure he'd like to know if somebody was delivering his TV and his new charcoal grill, that they would have took the care to do this. And now we're waiting. This is just traffic trying to get out. This plaza across the street they just got done with last year. About most of the stores were open 2 or 3 months before the holiday season. And ever since then, around this time of year, I know it's going to be crazy. Because it was last year. I picked up a couple of retail items across the street there. And it was crazy getting in and out of those stores. Sometimes GPS will just get all glitchy and not kick in. Must just be cloud cover because the phone can't see the satellite. But it came back. Rain, rain. Traffic's going to start to pick up here because it's almost the end of the workday. Especially where I just came from. It gets crazy. For a small town in the south, I guess like any town in the south, there's only so many roads to get in and out, so everybody's on it at the same time. That's good. So where are we going? Going over to the island. There's another one coming. Yeah, it must have been a medical emergency. Yeah, it's dreary today, but it's not snowing. These houses out here on extended piers in deep water. That's gotta be expensive. I mean, that's great and all if you have to spend. You know, by all means. Buy what makes you happy. Keeps the economy rolling. Because people have to build that stuff. It's a little bit out of reach for me. After all, you know, I go on and on about $5 chickens. So. I don't think I have room in the budget for boats and docks and houses on the water. It's getting dark, though. It's exaggerated by the fact that we have cloud cover. At dusk, there's far more accidents than there are any other time of day. There's two reasons for that. Sunrise and sunset. When it's sunny, a lot of roads there east-west, at least half of that traffic will be blinded by which way the sun is coming out in your windshield. Number two, there's a lot more traffic on the road. And number three, people that have a tendency to get easily agitated are even more so in traffic. What looks like people yelling foreign languages in their windshield is actually strings of four-letter words. It looks like, you know, it could almost be some kind of Slavic language because there's lots of consonants and stuff, and pointing and emphatic looks in the face. Guy needs to stay in his lane over there. The guy in that red car is drifting awful close to this lane. Wow. When the acorns fall off the tree this time of year, I always cringe when they hit my truck. Because it might as well be hail. I don't want a bunch of divots in my roof or my hood. Oh yeah, this is the beginning of rush traffic. Not usually backed up this much at this late during the day. Every once in a while I look at my rearview mirror and I see that tarp poof up from the wind. And I'm like, what's that? It's strapped down, but it gets some air under it and it poofs up. Maybe I shouldn't have thrown away those crackers. A little dirt never hurt anybody. Probably what's wrong with most kids nowadays anyway. They don't get enough dirt in their diet. So their autoimmune system doesn't know how to deal with things. Now this kid is always in the dirt. Frustrate the heck out of my mom because she couldn't keep me clean. She did. So I wouldn't say couldn't, but it sure was difficult because I was always outside. Yeah, I had video games too. I was a next-gen kid. So that was the beginning of that whole era. But I was outside a lot. Oh, I do have crackers left. Crackers and chicken soup. Another good thing I'm not wearing a mic. Because all you would hear is this. When I'm sitting at lights, people will see me talking to myself. And most of them probably think that I'm on the phone. But a lot of people just kind of stare at me. So I wave, makes them uncomfortable. You want to make people uncomfortable for fun? The next time you're standing in an elevator and the door's open and the car is almost full, but there's enough room for you to step in and face everyone. Just one car out. When you step in an elevator and you make eye contact with everyone, people don't know what to do. Because the protocol is everybody just stands there in silence, push a button, or they'll say thank you if somebody else pushes a button for them. But in most cases, no eye contact, no conversation, nothing. Facing them kind of opens up some opportunities for conversation. And people don't like that. I think it's funny. The only exception to that rule is people on cruise ship elevators. They seem more than happy to talk to you about how their day is going and the fun that they're having. Another excuse to find a way to cruise. If you're a good bargain hunter, you can still get a cruise that's relatively inexpensive. To sail an older ship. They're not as huge, and they might have a few less amenities, but you can still have a great time. You get to go to foreign countries, have a drinks package, go on the biggest water slide at sea, or a water slide at sea, go on shore excursions. It's all kinds of fun. I highly recommend it. It's a long way. I don't know how many more of these pickups I'm going to get before the end of the day. These rush hour runs take a long time. Come on. Come on. It's a little pedal on the right. There you go. I'm more of a encouraging driver, not an angry driver. I try to help people get to where they're going. Reflection's getting a little annoying. Coming up on a traffic circle. One of the most confusing things for drivers. People will be in the wrong lane of a 2-lane traffic circle, and then they'll try to cross over in the middle of it. Or if it's the kind where the right lane peels off and turns right, and in order to go through or around the traffic circle, you gotta be in the left. People try to cut over at the last minute, right in front of you, challenging your reaction time. Chili left at home. Made a great big pot of it. Started a great big pot of it 3 days ago. And almost all of it's gone. I gave some of it away, but most of it was just me. And I made the beans, soaked the beans from scratch, and then made the chili out of them. It's really good that way. And buying dry beans is a really efficient way, an inexpensive way to get beans. Not that there's anything wrong with like getting canned beans, like, you know, because I like black beans, chili. Not that there's anything wrong with like bush baked beans or generic baked beans, whatever you get. But it's like $7, almost $8 for 6 of them, 6 cans. You can get a whole bag of dry beans, pounds and pounds of them, for under $5. And it's about 4 times the amount in a 6-pack of beans in a can. And all you gotta do is soak them. They also last for a long time. So you can buy them in bulk, put them in a sealed container so they keep them away from insects and critters. And when you need some, just go get it. It's a lot darker than it looks on this camera. This camera's really good at picking up low light conditions, so it's a little misleading. But it's dark. It's getting there. Person after my own heart got themselves a new charcoal grill. I hope it's a secret Christmas present. That'd be something awesome to open. Alright, let's see how much this thing weighs. Big old fluffy dog in there barking. Doesn't look like he could hurt anybody. But he's guarding the house, so that's good. And that thing was heavier than it looked. See, the camera on me is as dark as it really is. The camera to the front is a lot brighter than what it really is. Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be any more deliveries today. Be back out tomorrow doing it again. it'll be busy because it's Friday. It stopped drizzling anyway. My tarp wasn't too wet because from what little drizzle did fall, the wind flow dried it right off. So I folded it up and now it's back in the truck. So it's a win. Somebody's in a hurry behind me. Maybe they think they can just hook onto my hitch or push me. I don't know what they're trying to do. Somebody tapped me the other day. I was stopped at a light and I feel this bonk. And I look back and the front of a white Chevy pickup truck was right up on my tailgate. So I'm like, no, this might be bad, it might be okay. So I put on my four ways, get out of my truck, and this Chevy pickup truck had hit my hitch, which was still on the receiver, and no part of my truck except for that. So there was no damage at all. That was very low speed, but even low speed incidents could cost a lot of money. So I was still concerned. I looked around, everything was fine. But this guy's truck, his front bumper had a bit of a V going to it, going for it. And I'm like, do you want to exchange insurance information? Because there were no injuries. And he goes, no, everything's fine. I said, well, since I have no damage, I said, there's really nothing for me to claim. So that's all on you. And he said, I'm so sorry, my foot slipped. He says, but, this damage doesn't look anything like my son already did to the back of the truck. And I'm like, well, I'm not looking at that, but as long as you're okay. He goes, yeah, I'm fine, thank you very much. I wish them a happy holiday season, and that was that. Maybe I should have grabbed my neck and rolled around on the ground. I could have got a day off. The map program is showing police up this way. It's just one of the chicken breasts off of that rotisserie chicken. Cut up. Some mayo, some mustard, some celery salt, some pepper. Dash of onion, salt, granulated onion, dash of granulated garlic, pinch of salt. Very good. And aside from the crackers, there's no carbs in it. I could sit there and just eat it with a fork. Wow, that's close. Dude. You ever get that fight or flight? Get in front of me in a car. I'm like, I gotta go. And they just start right out there. Hey, if this content is the least bit interesting to you, I hope it's more than the least bit. Like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. This is just all matter-of-fact kind of stuff and me just rattling on as I'm out just making a living.
Police reported ahead.
There it is. Thank you, Maps boys. Anyway, like and subscribe. Share with your friends. Some people find this kind of content very entertaining. It's kind of episodic. It's regular. It's a day in the life kind of stuff. I watch that kind of stuff all the time on YouTube. Just follow along with somebody's way of life and what they're doing because they're willing to share. And you have no idea how much work goes into editing this stuff. It's a lot. But I like doing it. And there's no fancy editing on videos like this because it's just pretty much me talking to the camera. But, I want to make sure that it's not terrible before I upload it. So thanks if you do subscribe and share. And if you hung in here this long, thanks for that too. We don't have much further to go until we get back to the highway. And by that time, I'll be almost home. Just got to get through this rush hour traffic, which doesn't appear to be in any sort of rush at all. I look like I have a sunburn. The taillight's on this truck in front of me. Green light. Truck behind me has got something more important to do than I do. Yep, it's a Bubba truck. But when you drive a truck around, and it's hard for you to see over the hood, your tires are too big and your truck's up too high. It's not practical. I guess another reason why there's so many accidents in weather like this, and this time of day, is because unless they're marked with reflective tape or reflective lines, it's very difficult to see lines on the street this time of day, especially in the rain. Because everything ends up being reflected because of the water, so you can't really see the lines as well. So unless you've been through that spot before and know where they are, sometimes they can be difficult to see. Especially at multiple turn lane intersections like this. I don't think I got it on video today, but I was following a car on the way back from another drop-off. An SUV. And it was following a box truck. And I was behind this SUV. And he got impatient, and it was only a 2-lane paved road, but it was in a passing zone. But you can only pass if it's safe to do so. So he stuck the nose of his car out over the dotted line to take a look, and then he went, and I thought, I was pretty sure that I saw some cars coming the other way. And sure enough, he barely got around that truck, and the cars that were coming at us were swerving off onto the berm of the road so that they didn't hit this guy. So I hope it was for a medical emergency or something, because that's not safe at all. I mean, when people have to swerve and they go off the road, that's not cool. Let's talk about the joys of the season. Sharing food with friends and family. Decorating the house. I mowed my lawn the other day. It's December. You know why I mowed my lawn? Because I can. I got all the dead stuff off of it, and I wanted to look good the rest of the winter. And for anybody that's not from this part of the country, the last time that you could probably mow was probably months ago. Now, it has gotten below freezing here, but during the day it gets up into the 60s. So it's not terrible, and all I did was cut off all the dead grass and put it in the compost. So now it's like any other golf courses in the winter. It's still kind of green, but mostly brown, but it doesn't mean it's dead. So it should come up nice and even in the spring. I'm kind of obsessed with my lawn. I'll put a link to that video on my other channel down below if you want to take a look at it. And I'll make sure that it's a collaboration video between this channel and that one, so you'll be able to see a bunch of other stuff I got over there. It's mostly project-based, but it's fun stuff. A lot of the same kind of household challenges most people have. Things with this truck, maintenance, household appliance repair. I even refabricated a bed frame. I Frankenstein one from parts of a couple of other older beds, and now we have a perfectly fine frame that was made out of 2 broken ones. I repaired my charcoal grill legs that had gotten rotten just from sitting on the ground. The legs that touch the ground. It's not the prettiest thing, but it won't rot anymore because the material I used to replace those parts of the legs won't rot. It's nice and strong.
I don't like wasting things or throwing things away just because it's broken. Maybe some parts can't be recovered, but there's a lot of things that can, so why not give it a new life? Yeah, it's getting dark now. It's as dark in front of me as it is where you can see me right now. It's dark. I think that's going to be about it for this video. Tomorrow we'll do more of this, but just different, you know. I would imagine that I'm going to get just as many TVs to deliver tomorrow as I did today, which is exciting if you're getting a new TV. Anyway, thanks for following along. Please like and subscribe. Bye.